Hi, welcome back to the Phone Center. In today's episode, I'm going to tell you what I look out for when buying a used iPhone. So you might get some pointers out of this video and it might be helpful for you. So let's go, stay with me and don't miss anything. So in today's episode, we're going to be looking at iPhone 11 Pro and I'll be telling you what I look out for when buying. So first things first thing you need to do, we check the cosmetic condition of the iPhone. So as we see this iPhone, so we turn it around, see there's no scratches, no marks on the back. There's nothing, looks perfect, there's nothing sticking out. I can see there's a few scratches on the screen, but to be perfectly honest with you, if you put a screen protector on the phone, you won't even be able to see those scratches. As you're checking cosmetic condition, you might as well check all the button functionality. If volume turns up and down, if the vibrate button, silent mode button is working or not, then on-off button if it's working or not. So as you've checked all that, so that's all fine. Next thing you can do is check the charging. If you have a cable with you, you can plug it in, check if the phone is charging or not. If you've got a wireless plate, you can check if the wireless charging is working, because this phone is capable of wireless charging. Checking all the features of the phone, you switch on the cameras. So first you check the camera that the back cameras are working, so you try just a normal mode. Then you try the close-up mode, just to see if other button functionality is working. Next you try a selfie camera, just make sure that is working as well. So you can look, yeah, it's working, that's fine. Next thing you do, the one thing that is connected to the camera, you can check the LED flash if that's working or not, because that's one of the indications that camera might not work. Okay, so we've done all that. Next thing to do is there's a voice memos in this phone, which can test if the microphones are working or not. So what we do, we go into that, press record and say, hello, how are you? So then press pause. You don't have to be a long recording, so just and say hello, how are you? Yeah, you see it's all working fine. The microphone seemed to be okay. So after we checked all that, pretty much all the functionality you can say is working. Next thing you do, you can connect it to Wi-Fi, just to see if the Wi-Fi is working. You go to YouTube channel, you just take any video, just switch it on. If you can, just leave it for a couple of minutes on its own without charging, just to make sure that it doesn't switch off like randomly, because it might happen as well. So whoa, that was loud. Okay, so next thing you do, you want to check if the phone is unlocked or not. So how you can do that. In UK, we have a company called Like Mobile, which is not tied to any of other companies. They have pretty much their own network. So if you put that in and Like Mobile works on this phone, that means the phone is unlocked. Because sometimes people can say, for England, let's say, oh, phone works on GiveGav, that means it's unlocked. Not entirely true, because GiveGav runs on O2 network, so it might be an O2 contract phone and you put GiveGav in, oh yeah, it's working, then it's unlocked, but then you try another SIM card, it doesn't. So what you need to look out for, you need to take two completely different networks and put in the phone. For instance, in UK you can put 3 network and let's say O2 or EE network or Vodafone SIM cards, like 2 SIM cards out of these 4 networks. And if it works on those, then that means the phone is unlocked. If it doesn't, the white screen will come up that says that the SIM is not supported by this phone. All the iPhones, they're not locked in the phone, they're locked on Apple server. So when you put the SIM card in, it connects to Apple server and asks server, am I unlocked or not? And yeah, that's how it actually works. So after we checked all that, you can put the SIM card in, make a phone call just to make sure that other person or yourself, or you call to your phone, or whoever is selling you phone, you call them and just talk to them on a loudspeaker and in a normal mode. So that way you'll know that all the speakers are working. Okay, next thing you can do after you've done all that, you can head to settings, go into the general and then about. And what you see there, you have all the phone information of this phone. So you'll see the model number, model name, and whatnot, the capacity of gigabytes, how many gig is the phone. in the model number, this might be a bit important and many people don't look out for it, but for instance, this model is MWCD2B/A. That means this is a UK model phone. Some phones, let's say if your phone was faulty and Apple replaced it, it would come with the same model number, but it would have ZA at the end. That means that it is international English phone. So usually Apple use replacements, that model number for replacement phones. Why this is important? Because you can get phones, for instance, CN, like Chinese phones. I wouldn't say anything bad about them, but the Chinese, to make a Chinese iPhone, Apple might use a different chemicals in the phone. So maybe the chemicals that are banned in Europe are not banned in China, and they're cheaper, so Apple might use that. Why I'm saying that, I have seen Indian iPhones, and when you compare a UK iPhone and an Indian iPhone, you can see it looks a bit different. You might think that they used either cheaper materials, but it does not look the same. Other thing is, for instance, if you get a Japanese iPhone and you take a photo, it will have like a click. It would like make a flash, like a loud sound, and you can't switch it off due to Japanese legislation. Other thing to look out for is United Arab Emirates. If you buy a phone from there, you'll notice that when you FaceTime someone, the video doesn't come up. Again, that's due to their legislation. You can't call, let's say, a woman and she's not wearing hijab, and the video would come up. So that's another feature. So after you checked all that and know how many gig is it, so the most and foremost important thing to check on an iPhone, if you're buying off someone, you don't know this person and you think the phone might be fake, and not only the phone, you can pretty much check any Apple device. You head to Apple website I'll put the link in the description. It will be checkcoverage.apple.com, and you can check the serial number of any Apple device, MacBook, be it iPad, be it phone, be it actual AirPods. You can put the serial number into the website, and it will give you the exact what the item is. It won't give you the gigs or any specifics, but it will tell you, for instance, that this is an iPhone 11 Pro. Because sometimes you can get quite good copies from China, and you will know, if you don't have an iPhone and you don't know how it should look and how it should feel, you might buy a fake one. So if you have a smartphone, you can type checkcoverage.apple.com and just put in your serial number of the phone you're trying to buy, and yeah, you'll see if it's actually legit. Another thing you'll see on there, if it has Apple warranty. If it has Apple warranty, 99% that you don't have anything to worry about, because you can buy it, and within that warranty period, Apple is going to cover any manufacturing faults of the phone. And if you've done all that and you checked and you're still happy with the phone that you want to buy, so yeah, just go ahead and buy it. Just maybe what I would suggest, maybe take a photo of the person's, maybe some documents if you're buying it on street, just to make sure that, you know, if anything happens to the phone or it's reported or anything to the authorities, then you can make sure that you can present them with at least some details where you got the phone from. So yeah. So that's pretty much sums it up. So yeah, don't be afraid to buy an iPhone, even if it has few scuffs on it. As long as it's not physically damaged, like cracks or anything, you should be good to go, because it's a very good phone, and if you can get it much cheaper than actual Apple sells it, yeah, why not? It's just a phone. Just put it in a case, put a screen protector on, and to be honest, I don't even know how my phone looks, because it's always been in the case. So yeah, so I hope this video helps you and there are some ideas you got from it. If you have any suggestions, what else we might be able to check on the phones, yeah, just leave a comment, subscribe, don't miss any future videos. I might be next time talking about the MacBook, how to buy that. So yeah, just go ahead and I'll see you soon. Subscribe, press the bell button as well, don't miss any videos. See you.